Let's book it on.
Welcome to Book It Wrestling Podcast for the fans, by the fans, where we book, rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your commissioner, Lil X Fudge, and today we got a lot of GMs. First, Damone D Money.
Cheerio, governor.
The other motherfucker that actually goes up on a regular basis, Bad Guy Kenny.
Oh yeah.
And then the occasionals, HiFi Mike,
Party on, Garth.
Primetime Travie T,
What's up? Oh,
It's
What's
wild
that?
that he said that I was an occasional.
and then our guests for the momentous occasion we'll describe here in a moment. First, we got M. Joe F. He certainly tried saying words.
Yes, I did. Hello.
And then Sean.
I was thought it was me for a second.
And for our audio viewers, he is flexing. Moderate, probably about a 16-inch python there.
I have a statement and a question for John.
Yep.
All right, statement first. They know who Joe and Sean are because they've had 3 episodes with them. Now, number 2. What did you? How do you view audios? You said for our audio viewers. How does that work? Okay, explain that. Break it down for me.
Well, to be fair,
you're looking too much
Spotify does
into that.
have video on it now, so
For those
But that's
go on a platform,
viewing the video. That's not viewing the audio. There's a whole. I just want to know.
it's true.
we
Well,
don't care. For those who consume this via audio,
Is this how this whole thing is going to be?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
Is this what I
Welcome
have
to
to look
Book It.
forward to for this whole thing?
Yes, it is. And that is what it is. You should listen to the other episodes.
Kenny, I'm gonna talk to you after this.
You get a strongly worded letter.
The worst part is that he has to talk to Kenny. But
He's the only one that knows me.
tonight we begin.
Fuck you, Joe.
Tonight we begin Book It Verse 5. That's right. You've waited for so long since the ending of Book It Verse 4 for us to move on to the Book It Verse 5 series. Over the last few weeks, our draft episodes have been released. Spoiler, we did record those a little bit ago. So since the last time we've all gotten together, we've had All In. We've had SummerSlam. We've had TNA Slammiversary. So it's been a huge month of wrestling pay-per-views. But now, your favorite fictional wrestling pay-per-views are back. That's right. Book It Verse season is going, and it's going to be a long one because, as you see, it's not 5, it's not 4, it's not 3 tag teams. It is 7 general managers that will be having 5 shows apiece. So this could go the whole calendar year, or longer.
It's definitely
going longer.
to
We're
go.
definitely going to be into this 2026.
Also, Travis is doing 2 shows
Around.
Of course, you know how Travis
so,
does things.
So is Kenny.
so is Kenny. So
We're going to have midterms in Congress before we're done with this Book It Verse. But
Political.
but we here, and that's the fun part. So like I said, the draft episodes that were pre-recorded have been dropped over the past few weeks, so you know who is on our rosters, who's been added, who's been dropped, who our administrative roles are, and our match types. So now we are going to go into our first show of Book It Verse 5 and Book It Verse 3 winner. HiFi Mike is going to start us off with RCW Celebrity Deathmatch.
I will tell you now, I will not be Book It 5 winner. I'm doing some weird shit this Book It verse, so bear with me. All right. So RCW presents Celebrity Deathmatch on the RCW network for $9.99 a month. Friends, yeah. Friends die, wrestling lives. All right. So the opening segment, we see an opening montage of the iconic RCW moments in claymation, with a voiceover from Don Pardo. Welcome to Celebrity Deathmatch. Friends die, wrestling lives. And then you hear music. We see a claymation crowd cheering, and then a graphic comes on screen showing the match card with Tony Schiavone doing a voiceover. Tonight, RCW Celebrity Deathmatch will pit friend versus jealous friend, mutant versus horrifyingly ugly, stoner dogs with serial killing ghosts, and much, much more. It all begins right now. We cut to the commentary booth. On commentary is Corey Graves and Tony Schiavone. Tony says, "Welcome to Celebrity Deathmatch. Friends die, wrestling lives. I'm Claymation Tony Schiavone, and next to me is my best friend and broadcast partner, Corey Graves." Corey says, "Always with a pleasure, Tony. The bodies are fake, but the grudges are real. RCW is going to release some Hollywood-level hell." Tony says, "Hold on, is that, ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by GM Punk at the commentary table." GM Punk sits down. "Unexpected, Tony? Come on. I'm the ratings bump the show needs. The show needs a controversy magnet and less of a back-in-the-day guy like yourself." Corey laughs and googly eyes CM Punk. "He's not wrong, Tony. Punk does bring the heat, and you do bring nostalgia." Tony stares down the booth at Punk and Corey, and then back to the camera. Tony goes to talk, and then GM Punk butts in real quick and says, "We've got 5 blood-filled battles ahead. First up," Tony talks over Punk, and they both say at the same time, trying to outdo each other, "Freddy Krueger versus Wolverine." Corey waits till they're done and then says his line with no hesitation. "The claws are coming out, and somebody's getting sliced and diced back to hell." The crowd is chanting, "Death match, death match." All right, that's the first segment, so you can grade that if you want.
I gotta think about this. I don't know how I feel about that. I think
It's-
that friends might die and wrestling might live, though. Just a thought. I don't know where I got that from, but
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are the announcers also in claymation?
Yes, everything is in claymation.
Okay.
He definitely said claymation Tony Schiavone.
It is-
Claymation.
Oh, okay.
He went out of his way to say that before
right.
he said each person's name.
If you haven't
Sorry for
seen
asking
Celebrity,
If you would open your fucking ears.
if you've ever seen Celebrity Deathmatch, any listeners out there, everything is in claymation.
All right, I'll start. Look it.
Yeah, go for it.
So, you introduced it. I had nothing else to say. Like, see, you introduced it. So, like I said, I got a feeling. Guess we're getting some claymation death matches. so,
Yeah,
so I mean,
it's a good guess.
it's the narrative. So I'm gonna go with the 3.5. Not really much to really take here. It's just, hey, we about to have a fight.
Yeah, I'm at a 3. It does its job. It tells me it's a claymation episode. It's a celebrity deathmatch. Like nothing revolutionary happened.
No, usually this is just the intro segment. I go into the first match, but usually we don't grade this, but I figured I'd break it down for you if you wanted. Cause,
yeah, I thought it was a weird choice to have this graded. If I were in your shoes,
I don't
would've-
care. Look, we've had discussions, and I'm just trying to make sure everything that's supposed to be graded is graded.
I know, but I'm not dissing you on this. I'm saying if I were in your shoes, I would.
I don't care either way.
I'm trying to be gracious, Mike.
I don't care.
Also, Mike, maybe telling our audience that you don't care is
No, I don't care whether it's graded or not.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, like, if I were in your shoes, that I would have gone with the first match into this as well, because then we would have something more of substance to go off of, because this is kind of a guaranteed, like, whatever.
You want to just do the first match? Just do the first
That's
match.
fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, just do the first match.
I think it makes way more sense that way, and that's
Okay.
me being generous.
Can I still grade it?
Yeah, go for it.
I thought it was
won't
pretty
count,
good. As a person with raging ADHD, I was thoroughly enthralled in everything.
Oh, you're
you
gonna
were
love
saying.
this then. This is
So we're
all
combining this
ADHD,
with
my
match
friend.
one, correct?
That I didn't clock out at all, so I thought it was pretty good.
All right. Well, then I'll get started with the first match.
All right.
All right. We see Judge Mills Lane in the ring, and Don Pardo announces the first combatant. Don Pardo. From the depths of darkness, your darkest nightmare, weighing into 300 children's souls, the one and only Freddy Kruger. Freddy appears in the ring and swipes his claws at the crowd and at the camera. Freddy says, "When I go to hell, I'm taking you with me, bitch." And the other is I'm going full voices tonight, guys.
I'm here for it. You know, I like a good impersonation. Go ahead.
Let's see how I feel by the end of it. In the other corner from a cave in Alberta, Canada, at 5'3", Wolverine. Wolverine slices in the air and says, "I don't sleep, bub. I just kill between naps." All right. Judge Mills Lane stands in the middle of the ring and says, "I want a clean fight, no hanky-panky, and not too messy. We've got a long night. We got a long night ahead of us. Let's get it on." The bell rings and the two start circle each other, and then Wolverine goes to grab Freddy, but Freddy disappears into the mat and then appears behind Wolverine. Wolverine says, "You want to play with knives, bub? Let's play." Wolverine gets a quick upper hand as he grabs Freddy and then powerbombs him into a stack of sharp VHS tapes, Legos, and thumbtacks. Wolverine turns around, but Freddy uppercuts him, sending him across the ring into the corner. Wolverine gets out of the corner and then charges at Freddy, who keeps disappearing and reappearing behind Wolverine, and then taps him on the shoulder. Wolverine catches on and turns real quick the other way to slash at Freddy, nicking his sweater. Wolverine grabs Freddy and puts him over his shoulders, and Wolverine does a Samoan drop. Wolverine pops back up, and so does a stunned Freddy, so Wolverine does it again. This time, Freddy Krueger gets out of it. Krueger bounces off the ropes and does a bulldog to Wolverine, slamming his head into the ring. Freddy says, "Eat canvas, bitch!" Wolverine spears Freddy and then climbs on top. He starts pummeling Krueger, bloodying his face with his adamantium claws, and Krueger laughs. Ha 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 ha! Wolverine lets one single claw come out, and he almost gets it through Krueger's head, but Krueger kicks Wolverine off of him. Freddy slashes back and gets Wolverine across the face. Wolverine kicks Freddy back as they both circle. Wolverine jumps in the air and tries to land on Freddy's head, but Freddy moves, and as Wolverine misses, Krueger slams an elbow into the back of Wolverine's neck. Freddy laughs and uses a Dreamscape, so that's his move called Dreamscape. Everyone in the immediate area falls asleep and enters the dream world. That includes cameras too, by the way. Everything. So now they're in the dream world where the ring is on fire. It resembles a boiler room, and Wolverine shields his eyes from the flames. Krueger appears behind Wolverine and throws him into the fire. "Welcome to primetime, bitch!" Wolverine burns up, and Krueger raises his arms in early victory. Suddenly, a charred Wolverine busts through one of the boilers and stabs Freddy through the chest. Freddy grabs his chest and then is able to morph his whole body around and is now facing Wolverine. GM Punk says, "Oh look, Wolverine's face is more melted than the TCW title picture." Freddy laughs, then takes his knives and puts them through the throat of Wolverine. Freddy keeps stabbing and then makes Wolverine let go of Krueger. Freddy gets behind Wolverine and German suplexes him through the boiler scrap. Freddy hovers over Wolverine and then turns into a giant snake with his claw hand as his tongue. And he goes to chop Wolverine's head off with his finisher, the Dream Claw. But dressed as a referee isn't Judge Mills Lane, it's Deadpool. Deadpool pulls off the clothes and then chops off Freddy's hand tongue. Freddy screams in pain as blood covers the ring and puts out all the flames. Deadpool helps Wolverine up. Deadpool says, "This episode needed a little DP, and I ain't talking director of photography." Freddy meets Stabby, and other Stabby. Deadpool and Wolverine rush Freddy. Freddy transforms back into normal and is holding a stump of a hand. "Ah, damn it, bitch!" Freddy disappears right before he gets stabbed. The two look around, and we see the ring canvas is now the face of Freddy. So his face is like, it's all of his face. Freddy laughs and then swallows the two, and they fall into his mouth, and he chews and chews, and then Freddy burps and then appears back in the ring. The dreamscape is now ended. Freddy has his claw hand being held in his other hand as he waves a stump to the crowd. Freddy then grabs his stomach and then bends over. Uh-oh. Freddy's gonna blow. 1, 2. Freddy's gotta take a poo. We hear a fart, and then ripping out of Freddy's asshole is Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool, so they rip out from his asshole, and then Deadpool says, like a chimichanga wrapped in a jalapeno and barbed wire. Deadpool then impales Freddy, who tries to throw his sentient claw hand at Wolverine, but Wolverine cuts it out of the air and then grabs Freddy with both claws in his chest. Deadpool says, this might sting a bit. Well, he cuts Freddy's head off, and then it goes in the air, and you hear Freddy's head say, I'll get you, bitch! Wolverine uses his tornado claw to chop Freddy's body into pieces. As the head comes down, Wolverine dices that too. The bell rings, and Wolverine is your winner. Wolverine lights a cigar and puts his foot on top of Kruger's cut-up body pile. Go back to hell, bub. Tony says, Freddy got impaled, filleted, and flambéed. Somebody call Nancy Thompson because Freddy is done here. We see the ring crew cleaning up the ring with shovels and dumping Freddy's remains in the trash can. GM Punk says, Freddy's been sent back to hell. Express delivery, no tracking number needed. Corey laughs and says, that sure is right. Punk and Corey Graves throw their head back and laugh while Tony looks at them unmoving. And then we go to commercial. Now you can rate it.
All right. I'll start, unless somebody wants to cut me off.
No, go
for
ahead.
Hey, we should split it 2 segments.
So I'm going to start with what I liked. And I will say that, Mike, keep doing the impressions because it is very immersive. Like
It's really hard to do Celebrity Deathmatch without trying to be somewhat immersive.
Yeah. And like you are making me feel like I'm watching that show, for better or for worse.
Same.
And I will say that you are nailing that portion of it. And I'm actually really impressed that you were able to do that. And I'd say about like the first like 2/3 of the match, you were on your way to at least a 4. Like I was enjoying myself. And then a few things started happening towards the end, which I think you're probably going to hear about from Kenny and Travis and everybody else, that lowered it pretty drastically. I didn't need the butthole spot, bro.
Oh, I love the butthole spot. It's such a good spot.
This goes for anybody. If you ever think to yourself, there's going to be a butthole spot, remove it.
Yeah, there's no need for a butthole spot.
Butthole spots work perfect in Celebrity Deathmatch.
Don't think about it. I know you're thinking
fine.
TC Dub,
Butthole-
TC Dub. Also, I'm
not
taking off a
everybody's.
penny for the anti-TCW slander.
Hey, TC Dub is above that. We're above that sort of toilet humor.
Okay.
But overall, it was entertaining, and also I'm sure somebody was keeping a bitch counter. It was a few too many
It
times.
was a lot of bitches.
It was like Roman Reigns 2016 core there.
Well, go. That's fine. These are funny versions of these people. So,
I understand, and that's where a lot of this is going to go well for you. Like the universe is great, the world building's good. Some of the things that didn't need to happen. So I'm gonna give this 3 1/4.
I'll take it.
It should have been a 4 though, as long as you just like kept it from where you were at like the start point.
3 1/4 is fine with me, man.
All
Anyone
right.
else?
I'll go. This was a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what I was gonna say. This is a lot. That was my
said-
feedback exactly. This is a
You
lot.
said,
It's a lot packed in a small
it was a
package.
jalapeno wrapped with barbed wire.
Jalapeno chimichanga wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah,
Coming
that
out of
was-
his asshole.
Yeah. So okay, so
I
So
hate that I got reminded of that. That makes
I
me want
would
to shake
never-
the wood rough.
to me, like I said, I'm trying to be a little more generous because I hated Celebrity Deathmatch growing up. Yeah, I hated this shit. But like I said, I'm going in there with an open mind. So you are keeping it the way they would do it. So I can't nick you there. Like I can't hit you for that. But yeah, some
Found
of
other
those
places he can hate you on.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's go.
Some of the places like So I'm gonna give you the best grade I can give you for this. is a is a 2.75. That's what I'm gonna give
I
you.
am right,
2.75.
word for word what Kenny said. I'm
Yeah,
right there.
I'm at a 2.75 for it. Like I said, this is a lot. I didn't like the TC dub.
It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. It was very unnecessary. He's just
We're
I
not
peeked,
even in the
not too
same
cold.
universe.
I peeked my interest up
RCW is
because
in
I was
the
waiting
same
for you
universe.
to. I was waiting for you to take a shot at me. So
Yeah.
now I was listening.
But yeah, like I said, I
We've
I
seen
gave it a 2.75.
TCW before, so it was an easy one to pick off.
No, I hear. Oh, pick off. He said. He didn't say pick on. He said pick off. He said you're dead. Put you out just like that.
But yeah, that's where I'm at with a
Bitch.
2.75.
That's fine.
Now the bitch thing, it reminded me of the Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty,
when they-
yes.
Yeah, when they impersonated.
Which is-
That's where my mind went. So I didn't nick you for that. Because that's how. I mean, Freddy Krueger does say bitch a lot.
Right. He says
So,
bitch a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm cool with it. But like I said, 2.75 is the best score I can give it. What we got?
I'll go next.
What did you got?
So I was peeking on this, man. I loved it. This is my shit. So I was at a 4.5, and then the butthole stuff happened. So that it's dropping down to
And that made it a
3.75.
5.5.
Right?
No, I'm giving it 3.75.
That's fine. I like that spot. That's
Said 3.7 or 7.5.
7.5.
Okay.
Some clean quarters today.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to apply to the whole show because I know there's no builds. With no builds, you're capping at 3 for me because
That's
there's no
fine. I don't care.
I can't give you an entire 5 with no builds.
Right.
And I do agree the butthole shot was unnecessary. I do give you credit for the dream world thing. That was cool. That made sense. And I do agree also. It was very celebrity deathmatch, but it also reminded me I can only watch a little bit of celebrity deathmatch.
Well, you got 4 more matches to go, so
It
Oh,
gets
by the way,
very
let me ask you a
repetitive
question.
very quickly.
Do all of your segments set up for the match? Like, are you just presenting that the next match is coming out?
they mention that there's going to be a match coming up next, and then I kind of roll it in. But the segments themselves are
Just pack them together. You're not gonna or do it however you
whatever you want to do. I'll read it.
I would just
like
pack
my
them together.
So the segments
This is not
there's,
the
It rolls into the match.
there's a B storyline going on with the commentators. So
All right,
there's
well,
the
then, I don't know what to tell you.
however
I don't
you
know
want
how
to
we
do
would-
it, you can hear it and
All
rate
right,
it how you see fit, man.
I'll attempt at a host.
I'll stop
ruling
after
here.
each segment. You
Um,
tell me.
I think we should do like anything that rolls into a match gets rated
Well-
with that match. But
well-
Well, that's how we've been doing it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
how about
that's
you
what
just
I'm
listen to
saying.
the next
And
one
then,
and you
like,
tell me because the
if
next
we
one is
catch on to that B storyline like
I was
as
saying-
like its own thing, then we can just rate that at the end.
Just do what he's saying. He'll present the segment, and then we'll
Yeah.
decide if we want to grade or if we want to move on to the match.
right because each part of
Okay.
my segments also roll in together. So
We'll just
I
do that
don't
in every segment.
right. So
Anyway,
all right. So next seg. Are you?
We
Oh,
need
we still
Damone
have
and Sean.
Sean and Damone.
it was very celebrity
And Travis.
deathmatch. Yeah, me.
Oh, I said 2.75.
I'm going to give you
Oh.
a 2.5.
I got 2.5. I'm still over here recording stuff. I'm used to doing that. So it's out of
So
habit.
Sean, where are you at?
So this is my introduction into this whole universe.
Yeah, it was just wild.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
a wild way to come
this is the first thing I've
I
ever
almost
seen.
spit. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
And I don't know if I need to do rewrites.
No.
No. This is different. This is outside of
This is way
everything
outside of what we
anybody's ever
normally
written.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't
None
know.
of the wrestlers are going to be like this, except maybe
Yeah.
Joe.
Say John came close and Damone's
Yeah,
written
I had a
close things.
non-canon show that
I
was
have.
kind of like
I
this.
will go crazy, but not like
You've
this.
killed Mick Foley. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, that's
So,
happened in wrestling.
Normally,
It happens.
Sean, to give like a template about how it goes, it's normally if you got like a 1 month build, they'll do like each week of the build leading up to that match, like the segments, like the promos, the run-ins, the fights, whatever.
Mhm.
And then they'll like do me and Kenny do attire, some people don't. And then we'll do like the match spots, like a point for each key spot of the match. That's usually how we do it. This is just a different ball game for Mike.
Yeah, this is something completely.
Okay.
Off the wall.
Well, just based off of what you gave, right? I was super entertained by it. I I I loved Celebrity Deathmatch when I was young.
Thank you.
And this was an episode, like if I was watching it, this was an episode that I'd be super into.
Hell yeah.
Um when Deadpool popped up, I was just kind of like, the wrestling nerd in me was like, okay, well that's obviously like a DQ. Like, is this a tag team? Like, what the fuck's going on?
This ref's not enforcing the rules as he cuts his throat
Yeah,
out.
I'm like, what are the rules here? Nobody's gonna call this.
No.
But for what it is, I will say that I was thoroughly entertained. You told it well. I liked the impressions. I liked how you went into character with each one. And, the Wolverine said bub and his little quips. And then Deadpool gave topical humor and he threw in like off kilter, references to actors and things like that. I loved that. So you really put a lot of effort into it. I get 3.75.
Thank you.
I really
I'll
liked
take
it.
it. Sounded more like a 5, but I'll take it.
And so, but it's my
the
frame of
description's
reference.
never
I
bad.
know, I
Right.
got you. It's fun.
So-
It's all
I've
right.
been saying that, like, I think who is it? I think it's Travis who will like give a fairly nice description sometimes, and then the lowest score. I had a college professor like that. Who's the opposite? He said
But
like your word
that's also
choice is
Mike, though.
generally
You know what? You're right. 4.25.
Hell yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, he got a 50
Gotta
cent
offset some of these bad scores. All right, segment 2. We come back from commercial. We just see Corey and Punk on screen. Corey says, "Well, folks, coming up next is it's the match absolutely nobody wanted, but everybody needed." We cut backstage and see behind. We see the behind of Tony in the bathroom at the urinal. He flushes, washes his hands, and then goes to leave, but can't get the door open. He pulls and pulls. He even does that thing where you grab your hands and you like put your legs on and you pull. You're really not opening anything, but you do it anyways.
How long does he wash his hands for?
It's gonna be quick.
Quick enough to get back. He also uses sanitizer.
Quick enough to get bacteria.
To get back, right. He flushes, washes his hands, and goes to leave, but can't open the door. He pulls, and he can't get. And then he falls backwards. He then runs full speed at the door, trying to break it down, but he can't get through. Back at commentary, Punk and Corey Graves don't even notice Tony's gone. Corey throws to Tony, but we get silence, and we just see his headset sitting there. Well, apparently Tony isn't at the booth. Punk said, "Well, that's weird. Looks like it's just us now." Anyways, this next match is the most neurotic man in Hollywood versus the biggest ego in show business, and I can't tell who is who. Corey looks at Punk. Sounds like you're right. That's the end of the segment, so it's up to you.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep
All
going.
right.
There's no reason to separate them. Yeah, just keep going.
Roll it in.
All right, so the second match is Jerry Seinfeld versus Larry David.
All right.
I hate
Alrighty.
this.
CM Punk, this one's personal, Graves. You thought Dick and Balls and the Young Bucks had issues? These two argued for 3 weeks over a bagel order. Great.
What's really a bagel?
Gray says, next up is Jerry Seinfeld versus Larry David. 30 years of unresolved passive aggression on one-on-one, no holds barred in a one-on-one, no holds barred brawl to the death. This one all came to head when Jerry used Larry to skip the line at a deli, and then Jerry took the last of Larry's favorite sandwich. Punk says, it's going to be like watching 2 parts of the same brain fight over who gets final cut, and one will leave in pieces. Don Pardo says, weighing in at 6.5 rhetorical questions from the Upper West Side, Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry says, what's the deal with all the ropes? Jerry pulls on the ropes and waves to the crowd.
You sound like April Fool from fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
Don Bardo says, his opponent weighing in at a very heavy pair of orthopedic shoes from a gated community, Larry David. comes out in a sweatsuit and like runs around in circles, and then he walks up to Jerry and rips the sweatsuit off and reveals a collared shirt. Mills Lane. Okay, you two. I don't want to hear any complaining, and let's have a clean fight. Let's get it on! The bell rings, and instantly Larry David slaps Jerry. Jerry grabs his cheek, and Larry slaps him again. Larry says, I made you I can't do a Larry David impression, but I'm going to try.
Try it out.
I made you Seinfeld. It's going to be mumble mouth. I made you Seinfeld. Now I'm going to cancel you harder than you've ever been canceled before. Wow, it's going to be real bad. Larry then takes Jerry's fist and makes him punch himself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Larry takes Seinfeld's head and bashes it into a turnbuckle. Then Larry backs up to run into Jerry's back, but Jerry turns around and knees Larry in the gut, then lands an uppercut, sending Larry backwards as he flies through the air and lands through a cafe table. Jerry says, soup for you. And Jerry pulls a cord of a cauldron of hot soup, and it pours down onto Larry. Larry screams as the scoop scalds him. Jerry runs at Larry, who's wiping him.
Soup?
Tomato bisque.
Okay, good soup.
Jerry runs at Larry, who's wiping himself off as he looks up at Seinfeld coming with a kick. Larry ducks real quick, sending Jerry past him and tumbling outside the ring. Jerry grabs a microphone stand from under the ring. Jerry rolls back in and swings the microphone at Larry, and Larry dodges a few attempts, but gets him hit right in the arm. His arm is now hanging off the bone by a thread. Larry says, "Damn it, Jerry! That's my arm I used to fist your mom." Jerry says, if you wanted to kill me, Larry, a coffee meeting would have sufficed." Larry then pulls a script that says season 9 finale out and uses it to slash paper cuts into Jerry's face and body. Jerry falls to the ground in tiny little cuts, bleeding from them. Punk says, "That's the sharpest Larry's writing has been for years." Larry gets behind Seinfeld and gives him an atomic wedgie and then stretches it over Seinfeld's head and then kicks him in the ass while laughing. Larry says, "It's harder to get out of jury duty than it is to kill you." Larry approaches Jerry, and Jerry gets up and throws Larry outside. Larry flies through a brick wall of a stand-up club. Jerry comes to the outside, and Larry starts to throw the bricks at Jerry's head. He hits him in the head and his torso, and when he hits him in the head, it leaves a giant gash. Larry jumps out from the rubble and pummels Jerry's face. The two now switch back and forth, and whoever's on top gets the punches in. Eventually, Larry grabs Jerry by the throat. Larry says, "You had a whole show about nothing, and now you're going to die for nothing. How about that?" Larry takes a big bite out of Seinfeld's ear and spits it out. The blood is gushing from what's left of Jerry's ear, and then Larry pokes Jerry in the eye with his fingers. Jerry, "Ow, what's with all the blindness?" Jerry gets his sight back and dodges an approaching Larry and grabs Larry by the head and then headbutts him until they're both free. Jerry then pulls out a box and throws it at Larry. Larry catches it and says, "You've been regifted" on the box. The box pops open, and a hand with a brick comes out and smashes Larry in the head. Jerry says, "What's with all the brain trauma?" Jerry kicks Larry in the head, and then he lands back in the ring. When they both get in the ring, Larry swings a diner chair at Jerry, but Jerry dodges. Jerry picks up the mic stand again and slams it into Larry's head. He smashes and smashes and smashes again, and Larry's David head is now flat as a pancake. Jerry takes Larry and does a sitcom slam, which is a Michinoku driver, to Larry, and he impales him into the mic stand. Jerry pulls the mic stand out from Larry, and Larry's guts go everywhere, and then Jerry takes Larry's head and puts it on the top of the mic stand like a pike, and then Judge Mills Lane holds up Jerry's arm in victory. That's your match.
I'm gonna start again.
Oh wait, hold on. Graves says, "Wow, that match was about nothing but murder." And CM Punk says, "Whoever thought a battle of neurotic millionaires could be this violent, other than RCW Celebrity Deathmatch?" And then a commercial.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit honest, and this is partially for entertainment value, so take it
Be
with a grain of
completely
salt.
honest.
I was waiting for you to give me something I hated this much, so that I could bust out some Mike 2 years ago quotes. Starting with, why did you do this?
Fuck him up, John. Fuck him up.
Because I like Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld.
Well, you curbed my enthusiasm. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
Hey, John's been cooking you tonight. This is
That's
great.
fine. He's
Hey,
been waiting for this.
hey,
Let him get it out. I wrote
That was
Okay.
that was a
My second
bar.
Mike quote is, I wanted to like this so bad, but I just couldn't. Okay,
All right,
now
I'm gonna
understand
requote your requotes, so we're good. Let me write this down.
Retaliation.
I know I'm gonna
is real.
use
I'm
them.
gonna get it squared on my show. Okay, but in some seriousness, here's what I liked and didn't like. What I liked was the opening and the premise was really funny. I actually thought I was gonna like this better than the first match going in.
I did
Like,
too.
I thought your intro was super funny and like kind of tore apart Seinfeld's like humor style, I guess, in a very funny way. I liked that. That was good. I felt like the jokes in the match were a little repetitive, and I know the whole show was kind of pointless gore, but some of it was just kind of like okay. Um, but I really just thought the main joke, the what's with all the blank, kind of got beat to death, which I know was kind of the point.
agree.
That's the
I
point.
agree.
That is the point.
I understand. I didn't enjoy watching
Got
it.
beat to death like Larry did.
So with that said, I'm gonna give you 2.25 for this one.
I'll take it.
Next.
You go ahead, John.
All right. I went into this not caring about either of these human beings. All right. I just have to throw that out there. I didn't even know who the fuck Larry was. I had to Google him. With that being said, you killed it. 4.5.
Hey,
I was all about this.
I'll take it.
All right.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
go next. I will say, just like John said, I came into this like, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. But I did enjoy it. Do a switch up. I actually enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
My main thing I didn't like, just like he said, it was the what's with all the that got kind of annoying after a while. But
I loved it each time.
but I did enjoy it though. I thought it was funnier. I did appreciate this one more than the first one. I'm personally going with a 4.25.
Hell yeah.
I have a question before I can give
Go
you
for it.
And wait 1 second. And we got story. We actually got a build for this
Yep.
about the bread.
I did
whatever.
like that with the bag.
Yeah, we got the bagel. Yeah, the bagel was in there.
That's 3
So,
weeks
yeah.
of build up right there.
Damn, that's all it takes to
It might
get a
have only
full.
been a sentence, but it was 3 weeks of build up.
I mean,
bet.
first,
This
you got
will
a
be an
show with
easy
no
boogie
build
match.
up, and you got one build up. Hey,
Hey, well, I got a few of those in there.
All right. So the box. He opens the box. The brick
Yeah.
comes out, hits him in the head.
Yeah.
Explain the mechanics of how that works, because that is going to affect your score.
Explain the mechanics.
Yeah,
of the,
There's
of the
one
box.
there's one right answer on how this works, and if you say it, I'll give you a 5.
Claymation.
All right, you're not getting a 5. The correct answer was spring-loaded hand, like the fucking spring-loaded box.
Oh, I didn't understand the question, but yes, it was spring-loaded because it had the little spring at the bottom.
I can't
It's
give
too-
you
it's
the
too
5
late
at
now.
this point. Yeah, I can't
Well,
give you the
no,
5.
I assumed I explained that in the thing, so that's why I was confused on what you were asking.
I was gonna give you a 4, but that was with the stipend I had in my head for the spring-loaded boxing glove with the break. I know it wasn't a boxing glove in your thing, but it was in my brain. So,
It was originally a boxing
but-
glove, but I changed it to a hand.
when you changed it, or when you if you would have stopped and just let us grade, you would have got the 4. But you're getting a 3.75 because I hated that was a match about nothing but gore. I hated that shit so much.
Nothing but murder.
he said actually.
Okay, either way.
I'll take a 3.75. I don't care.
Okay, for this one, I'm way more of a fan of Seinfeld. Like Seinfeld the show. Let me clarify. Seinfeld the show is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
Jerry
Seinfeld the
Seinfeld is
person
as
can
a
fuck off.
stand-up yeah, Seinfeld the person can fuck off. Also, his comedy as a like stand-up comedian is awful.
Yes.
Like that's the worst part of like the show. When the episodes where they start off like that, I just want to fast forward through that part as fast as possible. I do agree that the well, what about or what's with all the got beat to death, which I get was your point, but as a viewer listener, it got tiresome after a while, and it's like, okay, you've beaten this joke to death. So I'm gonna give you a 3 for this one.
I'll take that, man. I was already thinking we were going to average 1.5s all the way through. So, you know what? Beat expectations.
You're actually well exceeding that, so I am proud of that.
All right, so the next
that's
match.
on before you
Sean,
continue.
you gotta do it too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep.
Why do people keep forgetting me? I'm here.
You know what? We get to the end here,
Put Sean where I'm at so you can see.
and that's the other thing is, yeah, he's in a spot where I don't
won't
recognize.
let you forget me.
I belong.
We know.
I'm annoying.
Unfortunately.
Is it?
Yeah,
is
it's you.
my go?
Yeah.
All right. So, I hate Seinfeld.
Dub.
I am a goofy humor person, not a dry humor person. And what's the deal with I fucking hate it. And people that like Stein Damone, you give me reason to hate you more and more every day.
He really does.
You son of a bitch. But this match,
Like I said, I don't like that comedy.
you
I just
shut
like
your
the show.
you shut your goddamn
The
mouth.
sitcom.
But I love this match.
Can you stir that shit up?
The jokes really landed for me. I was
Hell
giggling
yeah.
throughout the entire fucking thing, like a little idiot. Even the what's the deal with it still got me because he was getting his ass kicked, and because
Yeah.
I don't like him, it made it funny for me. And because I am petty like that, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 4. I liked the one before it more, but I'm gonna give it a 4. So
Hell
I
yeah.
enjoyed it. Good job, man.
Thank you. All
And
right.
and the extra effort with the research and you putting the effort into doing the voices and putting character behind these people, I really enjoy because you're putting a lot of effort into it. So good job with that.
I agree.
Awesome, man.
I
I
agree.
appreciate it. I've watched a lot of
You-
Celebrity
you-
Deathmatch.
You
and
undersold your
it
idea.
makes me like I'm putting this into my mind, and it makes me feel like I'm actually watching an episode of it, which I also really enjoy.
Awesome.
So you're
That
doing a
has
really good
been,
job
like,
with
a
that.
huge strength. Like, this is legit the show for better or for worse. It is
Yes,
very
and
immersive.
it's great. To me, it's great.
I build up all this goodwill for this next match, man.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I should have
This
saved my
is
rant.
gonna kill it. All right, so hold on. Let's do the next segment. So the next segment. Tony is still trying to get out of the bathroom. He backs up and runs at the door, and he's about to run into it. The door opens, and he runs through and trips. I'm free! He gets up and runs to the commentary booth. Standing at the door is 2 big security guards, played by Balls Mahoney and Big Dick Dudley. They stop him from going in. Whoa there, champ. No one goes past the door. Well, this sign is lit. Mahoney points up to a lit sign that says live. Tony says, Dick, Balls, you know me. I'm Tony Schiavone. I'm calling the show. Dick pulls out the clipboard, says, according to this list right here, GM Punk and Corey Graves are calling this one. Hit the road, Jack. Dick pulls out a clipboard. Oh, I already said that. Tony looks rejected and then looks over his shoulder to see Graves and Punk laughing. We see Tony looking sad and crying as a montage with a slow, sad version of Happy Together by the Turtles plays. It's clips of Tony and Corey in the booth calling matches and laughing. A clip of them running through a field. A clip of them drinking at a bar. A clip of them with their arms around each other. Tony falls off a stool and they both laugh. A clip of Corey holding a baby that looks just like Tiny Tony with glasses and a mustache. And then Tony with a blonde wig touching Corey's shoulders as they both look at the baby. And then it gets stopped real quick as Dick and Balls throw Tony down the stairs, and he rolls and lands at the bottom of the stairs, feeling rejected and alone. So you can either rate that.
I'm glad
That
he's just
does
touching
not
his
roll
shoulder.
in. So what?
I'm glad he was only touching his shoulder. I thought that was going somewhere else.
Well, it was like like one of those like
Yeah, I thought they were going to fuck.
like one of those pictures of like like the mom holding the baby and the dad touching the shoulders, and they're both looking peering.
Oh, yeah,
at,
yeah.
like
No,
that.
I know what
Yeah.
you were doing with it. I just thought it was going to go in a different direction.
Yeah. That was the point. All right. So this next match.
I don't like that.
This is a bad sign.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Up
Keep it up
next
to
is a
the
battle of
level.
Axe Body Spray versus Fago Rain. New metal wannabe rapper Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit will go toe-to-toe with wannabe psychopathic clown rapper Shaggy 2 Dope of the Insane Clown Posse. This will be sticky in more ways than one. Punk says, "That's right, this feud started way back when rap metal reigned supreme. It culminated when Shaggy 2 Dope drop kicked Fred Durst on stage during a concert. This one's personal." Graves says, "Strap in, folks. We're about to witness war between the red hat of rap rock and the face-painted chaos of the dark carnival." Punk says, "I don't know about you, Graves, but I'm ready to get off this ride and get my money back." Don Pardo.
Me too. I want my refund of my $9.99.
Introducing first from Jacksonville, Florida, weighing at 260 chocolate starfish, Fred Durst. Fred Durst. Oh yeah, it's just one of those days. Durst flexes to the crowd. Don Pardo. In the other corner, from the dark carnival known as Detroit, weighing in at 150 cans of Diet Fago, one half of the Insane Clown Posse, Shaggy 2 Dope. Shaggy says, "It's time to get wicked on your bitch ass. Whoop whoop." I'm not going to make it through this one, guys. Shaggy throws up wicked clown hand gestures. Violent J is outside hyping up his friends. He tries to start a family chant, but the crowd goes mild. Judge Mills Lane. "All right, you two. This fight better be better than your music. Let's get it on." The bell rings. And the two circle each other. Shaggy says, "I know your bitch ass is scared, Fred. I know I'll make. Don't worry, I'll make beating you fast and the killing slow." Fred Durst says, "You can take it and shove it up your yeah." Fred Durst jumps up at 2 Dope.
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, boy. All right. I have to do it, man. It's part of the impression. Fred Durst jumps at 2 Dope fist first, and 2 Dope jumps at Durst with a flying kick. Both hit each other and then land, and then they both fall back where they started. 2 Dope says, "I like it when they have some fight in them. Sweet." 2 Dope is now wearing a rodeo clown costume as he pulls out a rope and jumps at Durst. Fred runs away, but 2 Dope throws the rope and gets it around Durst's torso. Durst is now on all fours, and Shaggy jumps on his back and back of Fred Durst and rides him. Durst bucks around like he's trying to throw him off while making animal noises.
What kind of animal noises?
Pigs, more specifically.
I don't know the pig noise. How does the pig noise go?
Sweet!
Oh no!
I wasn't gonna make him do it.
Well, that's how this works.
I was gonna say
They ask, I do.
You're a better person than us.
Shaggy says, "Whoa, buddy, yeehaw!" Durst finally bucks him off and throws 2 Dope into the corner, hitting the turnbuckle upside down, and he slides down to the mat, toppling over ass overhead. Durst grabs 2 Dope by the legs, swings him around in circles really fast, creating a small tornado. Fred Durst says, "Tell me what you're gonna do now." Fred Durst lets go of 2 Dope as he flies over the crowd. Durst claps and points at the crowd. Shaggy 2 Dope suddenly comes flying back down into the ring and slams into Fred Durst. Now Shaggy is dressed like Superman. Shaggy picks up Durst and spins him around over his head like a propeller, and then he starts to lift him into the sky. And when he gets to gets to the top. Two Dope puts Durst between his legs for a tombstone powerbomb. Shaggy says, the S stands for Shag's too dope, and it ain't no thing, bitch. And then from close to the top of the arena, Two Dope falls at fast speed. They hit the ring, falling through the middle. Shaggy gets out of the hole first, and it's followed by Durst. Shaggy approaches Fred, and Fred uses his leg to grab Two Dope by the head. Shaggy is stuck in Fred's legs. Fred starts to punch Two Dope in the face, and he's stuck. Fred Durst says, I know y'all be loving this shit right here. At the end of the punches, Fred throws Two Dope across the ring, creating some separation. Fred Durst then looks up and around. He puts his arm out. Fred Durst says, all right, partner, keep on rolling, baby. Durst narrates his next movements. Hands up, hands down, back up, then screams, tell me what you're gonna do now. Keep on rolling, the crowd screams in unison as Fred Durst transforms into a motorcycle. Punk says, he just turned into a motorcycle craze because why not? He now chases Shaggy Two Dope around the ring. He knocks into Shaggy Two Dope, and Two Dope flies to the outside of the ring. Durst rolls fast over a ramp and to the outside at Two Dope, and Shaggy pops up with a cannon that says Fago. And he pops shots of Fago bottles at Durst, knocking him out of the air. Violent J is shown putting thumbtacks on a table, and Durst transforms back into a normal and then falls through the tacks of the table. The tacks and the table. He screams in pain as he's dripping blood from the back. Punk says, if the phrase Hot Topic Street Fight ever needed a visual, here it is. Durst stands up with tacks in his back and arms. He pulls out a sleeve of cookies and starts throwing them at Shaggy. After he's out, Fred turns around and covers his ears as the cookies blow up, sending Two Dope back into the ring. He's now bloodied. Durst jumps into the ring. Two Dope flips up off his back and is now dressed like a ninja. The two now throw kicks and fists, blocking each other's blows. There is a sequence where they stop and freeze, and the camera goes around them, and then they start attacking each other again. Two Dope kicks Durst in the back, and this also sends him backwards. He stops himself from going far with a 3-point stance, and Durst rolls but lands on his feet. Two Dope takes out tiny Ninja Star hatchets and starts throwing them at Durst. He strikes him in the gut. He pulls out of his skin as Two Dope comes in with nunchucks. He slaps him across the face, and Durst finishes the sequence by turning around and hitting him with the back of his fist like Bruce Lee style. Fred Durst's teeth fly out of his head, and he sinks to the ground. Shaggy calls for Violent J. Shaggy and Violent J both yell in unison, Wonder Clown powers activate! J in the form of Fago Moon Mist Tidal Wave. Violent J transforms to a green carbonated tidal wave. Shaggy says, in the shape of a hatchet shark. Shaggy transforms to a shark with a hatchet-shaped head. Shaggy rides the wave of Violent J and cuts Durst in half with his head, and then he jumps in the air and eats the top half of Durst as blood sprays from the bottom half. The clowns turn back on themselves as Durst's leg hit the mat. Two Dope burps, and we see from the sky Fred Durst's hat falls down slowly, landing next to the bodiless legs. The bell rings and Mills Lane holds up Shaggy's arms, and the crowd showers them with Fago. Corey says, this was the most 2001 I've ever seen in my life, and all we're missing is a pair of Jeanco jeans. Punk says, that fight was beautiful in the ugliest way possible. Commercial. All right.
First,
0.5s from all around.
First,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'll start this one off. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. I didn't like this one at all. I'm still giving you points for creativity.
I would
So,
say you're not getting a 0.5 from me, but it's not going to be good.
yeah, I'm at a 1. I'm at a straight 1.
That's fine.
This one, yeah.
Okay, I'm nicer than Kenny. I'm going to give you points for you still made it you followed your theme, and it still as immersive as all the other ones. and also you still did a good job of the impressions. So that's what you're getting points for. Everything else about this sucked, and I'm sorry to tell you that. But so I'm gonna give you a 1.5.
That's fine.
So I'm going to give you a 1.25
Okay.
for very similar reasons. I realized the reason Celebrity Deathmatch, the issue is if I don't care about the people in it, I don't care at all. So
This
I
one
don't
was for me. I didn't care. These
I like Limp Bizkit, but it's like I'm not like a super fan or anything, and I don't give two shits about Insane Clown Posse. So all the like nuggets and stuff don't hit at all. It's just this is whatever. This is one where I would leave the room and I'd go get a pizza, come
Hey, the Mike favorite
bring it
coming back.
back. I'd go get a pizza and come back and hope this episode was over.
I love callbacks.
So
I do too.
yeah,
It's
I
because
love
I
it when
gave
I
out
go
the.
for-
It's because I gave out the best insults. We all know. Everybody's
yeah,
happy to use my me.
1.25.
Long-term booking in the commentary.
All right, I'm
So,
going
Damone, what was
next.
your number again?
He said
1.25.
1.25.
Yeah, 1.25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mike, as somebody who's probably better, besides maybe Joe, better acquainted with like these musical artists than the people here, I understood more of the nuggets. However, that didn't improve it very much for me. And I'll say what made this match worse than the others, other than like the way too many transformations and it going on too long. But this was the first one to bore me. The other
Oh
ones,
yeah.
even the one I hated, I was very entertained and I was laughing all the way through. That was the first one that I was like, oh, let me check my phone real quick. Like, so because you finally lost me on the entertainment side, that's why this one was bad to me. Not necessarily because it offended me. Granted, I didn't need like the shark transformation or the motorcycle transformation. That was just happening to happen.
I loved
Um,
it. It was that was.
I feel like you took something before that and you need to get checked out. I'm gonna try to be nice on this one. I'm gonna give you a straight 2.
That's
Oh,
fine.
okay, that's pretty nice. To piggyback off what he said real quick to add on to my feedback, I think the biggest difference in this one and the other two, besides like I don't think that it was the right content for your audience, like in terms of the two people you picked, is it did feel like it was a lot longer. I don't know if it was, but the other ones felt punchy. You know what I mean? Like they were in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And this one
Right.
felt drawn out.
I felt that way too, and I like Fred Durst, so I actually care
Yeah,
more
This is
about this than
actually
fucking
shorter
Seinfeld.
than this is the shortest match so far.
Yeah,
No,
it felt
did
long.
not feel
it
it
felt
did
3
not feel
times
that
as
way.
long as the other ones.
Yeah, that felt long as shit.
It's because we don't really care about ICP.
That's fair.
Well, I had a Juggalo face, so I got it.
Damn,
It
you
just
really
didn't
are
catch it.
Mike's long lost son.
Son. Joe and Sean, who's next?
All right, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
go.
Joe.
So, listen, I understand the musicians. It was pissing me off. Okay, I got to start there, but the transformations thing really did it for me, and I did almost walk away to fill my water. I didn't know that was a callback thing, but that's funny now that I heard that. I do like still the creativity you put into it, and then of course like the voiceover, not voiceover, sorry, the you know, but
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know, it definitely felt long, like they were saying, but I don't know, I didn't absolutely hate it, but I don't like it as much as the other ones. I'm gonna go 2.5.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I I gotta understand what terms mean. Because when you're like, oh, I gotta build up some good I built up some goodwill for this match. I was like, oh, this one's gonna be a good one. I
No,
didn't
no, no.
mean
I built it up and it's gonna die.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you meant like, well, this one's gonna fucking suck.
I knew immediately. I knew. I was like, well, we're in for it
Yeah,
now.
I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, when you started stretching and stuff, I'm like, yep, we're fucked.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
knew
what happens when Damone has 3 good matches straight, and you know that fourth's about to hit.
Look, I would have kicked myself in the ass if I did this format and didn't finally write this down because this.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I
This has been in your brain for 4 fucking verses.
Oh, this has been my brain since fucking 2002. What are you talking about?
I
This is true.
I did not enjoy
Project.
this. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy it, man. I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna give it a 2. Just gonna
That's
give it
fine
a
with
2.
me. Two's fine. Better than I thought I'd do on this one. All right.
What?
Wait. Hold up, because this was gonna affect my grading. I'm not gonna go back on it though. What were you drinking?
Nothing.
No, you had a can of something. What were you drinking?
Oh, this? Waterloo.
Okay,
Yeah,
Waterloo
that
gas.
would have took off.
I'm
0.5
putting one
for
more
nothing.
penny
There
on
you go.
my score. You got $2.01.
All right. So the next next match or next segment, we see Tony, disheveled Tony, and he's sitting on the ground near trash, like a dumpster, drinking a 40, sitting next to a Corey Graves made out of garbage, and watching a screen from a distance. Tony says, "That's right, Corey. It's so violent." Suddenly, from the darkness behind Tony, someone puts a hand on Tony's shoulder. Stepping out from the shadow is Arn Anderson. Arn said, "I had a best friend once too, Tony. I know the hurt, but let me ask you a question. You ever shot a man, Tony?" Tony looks at Arn as Arn holds out a gun. Tony's face goes from sad to mean as he takes the gun, and Arn slings back into the darkness. Tony cocks the gun and looks at the camera. Like, oh.
I don't like where this is headed at all.
Tommy Dreamer
I'm into
2001.
it. I'm following the story.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, this is great.
I'm super here for it.
All right. So
This
so
Tommy Dreamer right here.
the next match,
Damn it.
Graves
I really hope not.
Graves says, "Next up, the battle for crude cartoon superiority. Do you want fart jokes and cutaway gags? You better, because Seth MacFarlane is taking on South Park's very own Trey Parker with his business partner, Matt Stone." Punk says, "Forget the ratings, Corey. Someone's getting canceled permanently tonight." Don Pardo. From a mansion in Rhode Island, weighing at 1/3 of Peter Griffin, Seth MacFarlane. Seth gives a smile and waves to the crowd. "Hello, everyone. Are you ready to see some blood and guts?" Don Pardo. I also can't do a Seth MacFarlane impression. I think he has a deeper voice, but, whatever.
Yeah, it
He
is a deep
does.
voice.
He does.
I'll try next time. Don Pardo says, his opponent, weighing at 260 cheesy poofs from Denver, Colorado, Trey Parker. Parker says, "I've killed Kenny over 1,000 times. I'm going to kill you next, Seth." The two get in the center of the ring, and Judge Mills Lane meets them. Matt Stone from the outside wearing a dress. "Kick his ass. Do it for Jesus? No. Satan? No. Do it for Mr. Hanky." Mills Lane. "I want a clean fight, stay above the belt, and keep the jokes short and to the point. Let's get it on." The bell rings. Trey and Seth circle each other, and then they lock up. Seth throws Trey back and then throws Family Guy DVDs, trying to cut Trey. Trey Parker pulls out a South Park lunchbox and deflects all but one that cuts his arm. Trey says, "Oh, you'll pay for that, Sinatra, you Sinatra wannabe." Trey jumps in the air, and Matt Stone tosses in a basketball. Trey Parker spikes it and smacks MacFarlane in the stomach as he bends toward in pain. Trey Parker drop kicks the side of MacFarlane's head. MacFarlane drops. Trey Parker raises his arm and screams, "Respect my authority!" as he starts to flip off everyone. Trey Parker goes for MacFarlane and starts to kick him in the gut. Trey says, "How do you like that, you Simpsons wannabe?" Stone says, "Kick his ass, Trey. Show him no mercy." Stone throws Parker the Book of Mormon. Parker thumbs through it, but then he kicks the book against MacFarlane's head. Trey starts to gloat. MacFarlane gets up and tackles Trey while his back is turned. MacFarlane gets on Parker's back and puts him in a headlock. McFarlane says, "Remember that time when I beat up Trey Parker at Casa Bonita?" That was a bad impression. Remember the time where I beat up Trey Parker at Casa Bonita? Whatever, I tried. I'll try it again next time.
Not bad.
I respect it. Just keep trying your best.
So we get a cutaway, and we're in a claymation Casa Bonita. Trey Parker is in a waiter's uniform, clearing off a plate of enchiladas from the table. Seth comes in with a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses.
Does he got a chimichanga barbed wire jalapeno popper?
Totally. Seth comes in with a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses and whacks him with a piñata full of rocks and then throws Parker off the cliff. Parker hits the cliff walls back and forth until he finally falls down. And Seth cannonballs after him. We come back to the arena. We see Parker hit the mat from the air, and Seth lands on him in a cannonball. Graves says, "Trey got beaten so bad, Cartman felt that." No, that's the wrong line. Trey got beaten so bad, Cartman felt it. No, hold on. I'm delivering that wrong. Trey got beaten so bad, even Cartman felt it. Seth, get a load of this guy, in a Peter Griffin voice. Get a load of this guy. Get a load of this guy, in a Peter Griffin voice. He points over his shoulder at Parker. Seth approaches Parker and he gets close. Parker jumps in action. "I'm not your guy, friend!" Parker pulls a giant mallet from behind him and flattens McFarlane. Parker looks at the camera and puts his hand over his mouth in a mischievous grin. When Seth Corey ends out, Trey pulls Seth into a human pretzel stretch. Punk says, "He's trying to rip his arms clear off, Corey." Seth reverses it and throws Parker across the ring. Trey says, "Enough messing around." He rips his clothes off and he's now naked. We get a censored bar on his junk. He runs and jumps in the air and aims his ass at Seth. Nuclear blast as he farts towards Seth, and it's so powerful it blows Seth's skin back and peels an entire layer off. Parker gets behind Seth and suplexes him into a tub of chili with fingers. It's like fingers and stuff around it. You know, if you've seen that episode. Anyway, Seth screams, "Ah!" and jumps out of the chili.
That's a Wendy's reference.
His skin is now melted from the chili. As the skin melts away, we see that Seth... I forgot I wrote. He sees Seth MacFarlane has a chrome skull. He stands up and... Huh? Somebody said... Oh, I just heard myself in a feedback loop. He stands up and turns to Parker. His one eye is now exposed. His one exposed eye is red. The flesh melts off, and we see that Seth MacFarlane is actually a Terminator. I've been set back to a destroy comedy and kill South Park. We hear the Terminator drum sound, the do 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 do. Seth holds his arm out to reveal it turning into a gun. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh no, I'm sorry. He says that in a Stewie voice. Hasta la vista, baby. And he shoots rounds at Stone, who is now jumping around and dodging. The shooting stops. CM Punk says, "He's not human. He's the McFarlaneator." Parker says, "You missed. You can't even get murder right." Seth said, "Did I?" We see Trey Parker on the outside screaming in pain and reaching to the sky asking, "Why?" being very dramatic. Parker jumps out of the ring and dramatically holds his friend. "No, you killed Matt, you bastard!" Stone drops his friend and then jumps in the ring. McFarlaneator punches at Parker, who dodges. He kicks at Parker, who backflips. Parker then reaches it into the censored bar and pulls out Mr. Hanky. Parker jumps on the McFarlaneator. And as Seth moves around frantically, trying to shake him off, Parker shoves Mr. Hanky down Seth's throat. Parker jumps off him, and McFarlaneator taste catches up to him, and he starts to puke. As he's puking, Trey taps him on the shoulder. He looks to try to see he looks to Trey, who's now pointing up. The McFarlaneator looks up and says, "I just wanted an EGOT," and splat! A giant anvil lands on him, splatting the McFarlaneator, and he blows up on impact. Mills Lane holds up Parker's arm in victory. Trey says, "Ain't I a little stinker?" Corey says, "Somewhere Rupert Murdoch is crying." Commercial. It's the end.
Okay. I liked a lot of this. You remember how like Travis said, I think it was on match 2, where like you should have just shut up after the match ended.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling about that joke there, that little stinker. I didn't like that, but I did like a lot of the jokes with this match. The Casa Bonita was pretty funny.
Thank you.
And I actually, your impressions with Seth MacFarlane characters got better with time.
Yeah, I started to
Are you
find
doing
it.
this in your future episodes, this Book of Verse?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say if you
Remember,
did
each one had
Seth
its own
MacFarlane
theme.
again,
I can't
wanted
say
some
that these
Cleveland and Quagmire in there.
they might all show, like, I've got other shows obviously, and I drafted these people, so they might show up, but I'm not doing another celebrity deathmatch.
Okay, I see. I'd like to see some Cleveland and Quagmire down the line, but I liked what I got. I didn't like the Terminator bit. It was a very up and down match for me, but I thought the highs were among your highest tonight. So this is gonna get my highest score of the night. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna go with a clean 4 on this. I liked it.
Nice, thank you.
I'll go next. I'll probably be the hater on this one. I didn't like this one. Jokes didn't really land like that to me. Like I think the other ones, like I mean, like I said, I listened to Fred Durst and Insane Clown Posse, so I got all those jokes too. But like this one, like I wasn't really feeling this one like that. This is probably my least favorite one, in my opinion. So I am going to go with a 0.5 on this one.
Okay.
Okay, he's definitely going to be a hater. I'm not going that bad, but like I said earlier, the issue with celebrity deathmatch is it gets very old. At least in my opinion, it's very old very fast, and I've reached that point in the show where I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
It's a lot, and it's a lot of the same humor and like the potty jokes and everything, which are fine. But we've had like 5 of them already, so or at least one in like almost not everyone, but most of them have had a potty bathroom.
I think this
joke
is the last potty joke.
I think.
The next match is my main event, and I don't remember writing
it's
any
better
of that.
than it's better than the last one. So I'm going to give you a 1.5.
Okay. Joe, Sean, Travis.
I'm also gonna go with a. No, I'm gonna go with a 2. Because I said in my head when you started this, if he does a Family Guy cut in, I'm gonna give him 50 cents on top of whatever I was gonna give him anyway. So I was gonna give you a 1.5, but since you did the cut in, you get a 2. But I agree with everything that Damone said. This is just it's wearing on me at this point. So like it's becoming a struggle to get through.
Like
I don't think
if you
it's
did
poor
this as
writing.
like
I think it's poor. It's poor. A poor theme for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not the audience for this show for this long.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you did this would have been better if like you did a real like a full book of like as part of an other shows. Like if you had a one segment each show where you had celebrity deathmatch, it
I
would
agree.
translate better than just a whole show of celebrity deathmatch.
Yeah, this is like a between like your mid card title and like your main event or something. That would be fucking gas, honestly.
Okay.
All right.
I
Sean,
agree with that.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's a 3.90 for me.
I'll take that.
So it was going to be a 4, but my lord, the fucking butt jokes are killing me, man. So I really hope there's not.
How am I gonna have Trey Parker on a show, Matt Stone and Trey Parker on a show, and not do butt jokes?
I
Joe
know,
is
but
loving this show. I just
there's
looked at
just a
his
lot.
average.
No,
He
I
is
really
the
am. No,
audience for this.
I absolutely loved Celebrity Deathmatch growing up though. But like I don't know, I like how there's always like the fucking twists in it too though. Like I was not expecting the Terminator thing, and that like right when it's like the thing in the thing with your matches is like it's like when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, it could end any time now, then you throw something random as fuck in there and it reels me back in. So 3.9.
Hell yeah, I'll take it.
I liked it, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a miser like these guys. I don't know,
You'll get
bro.
there. Bookitverse will take you.
I'm like I'm kind of with Joe, even when it was kind of wearing on me, and I'm like, all right, yeah, just kind of getting a little old. Yeah, bam. Seth is a fucking comedy Terminator, and he came back to kill comedy. That's fucking awesome. Uh, it's just the creativity and the thought behind it. I can appreciate it,
Thank you.
even though yes, the concept is a little bit grating, and I do have to take it away for that, and it has gone on a bit long. And I do think that it would be more of a novelty act and to do a little bit better as a insert in a more traditional card. I do agree with them saying that. I still would give this like a 3.5. I won't
Okay.
go with Joe and give it like
I'll
like a
take it.
3. I won't give it like a 4 or anything else like that. But I'll give it like a 3.5. I think
I'll
it's
take that.
still genuinely creative and fun. Still,
Awesome. I'll take it. All right, so here's my last segment.
Wait, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Just because I don't know if maybe I misunderstood you. So that you're doing Celebrity Deathmatch for this entire thing. Is your next like?
So my
thing
next
also Celebrity
one,
Deathmatch?
no. My next one, I've got 4
So you
other
have like a different
themes.
theme.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the RCW network. So this is the
Let's go.
like select programming we get extra on top. That's not the pay-per-views and the weekly wrestling.
Can you give us a preview? Can you just tell us the themes?
We'll do it at the end of the. We'll do it at the end. We'll do it as like a.
I just want to know.
I'll
and
figure.
next
I'll
week on
freestyle. Yeah.
RCW Wrestling.
I'll freestyle something at the end here.
Okay.
All right. All right. So this is the last segment. So if you want to then rate the segment pieces together, you can. But this is the last segment that goes with the story.
I think we've gotten the story
Yeah.
line.
Right. All right.
That's never a good
I don't
sound.
No, I just couldn't
I
find
don't
where I was
like
at on
that.
my screen.
Or he starts
was
stressing,
not
yeah, you're
good.
ready for this now.
All right. We come back from commercial. Corey says, well, up next, the lights go out in the arena, including the announcer's booth. Somebody put a... Corey says, where'd all the lights go? Somebody turn out the lights. Punk says, I'm not sure what's going on here. We hear scuffling and moving around. We hear a couple shots. And then the lights come back on to show the booth is now... In the booth is now Doink the Clown with a knife. Oh, by the way, Doink the Clown, guys, for everybody new to book it. So Doink the Clown is not the Doink the Clown you think. It's actually what's his name?
Brody Lee.
Brody Lee as Doink the Clown. If you want, I could send you references after, but it's like a serial killer.
And that goes
Clown.
out to the entire audience.
Yeah, that goes to the
If
audience.
you want Mike to
well,
send you references, he will.
I will personally. You can't find me, so
Find him on the internet. If you can find him on the internet, you can see the fucking references.
damn straight. All right.
Hashtag find HiFi Mike.
Doink.
If you pay me $2, I'll give them to you.
Doink lunges at the announcer, swinging his knife around. Punk and Corey move around, almost getting stabbed, but through the door bursts in Tony Schiavone. Tony, I brought a souvenir from the merch table, and it's called Justice. He pulls out the gun and shoots a few times wildly. One bullet hits GM Punk in the leg. The other shoots Doink in the head. Corey says, Tony, you saved me. Tony says, I wouldn't let anything happen to my best friend. We cut to a shot of each of their faces to a normal version of Happy Together by the Turtles. They hug, and CM Punk limps out the door, and Tony, quote-unquote, accidentally, as they're hugging, shoots him in the back on his way out. while the two friends are in an embrace, and
CM Punk gets shot. I love
GM
it.
Punk gets shot. Yes, shot in the
10 out of
back.
10. Best show.
Tony says, "Now let's get back to calling this show, friend." Corey says, "Right you are." All right, so that's the end of the segment.
5.
So that's all of them together.
So that's a Sean 5.
Yeah, Sean gave it a 5. He hates CM Punk.
I would say
Any
all you gotta
damage
do is kill
CM
CM Punk.
he's gonna love
CM
it.
Punk got
He
shot.
told
I'll
me
give it a 5.
he told me he watches CM Punk UFC matches just to piss.
I watch CM Punk UFC matches on my birthday.
He's
Bro
a
I
hates
respect
himself
this.
as much
I
as he
respect the
does.
level of
Hater.
hate. I like CM Punk, but I respect that you hate him this much.
Yeah, I hate him that much.
I respect
Hater.
it. I'm not gonna try to change your mind. You're ingrained in this. Like, I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. His pain brings me joy.
You might be hater of the year because that's about as much as I have spent years hating on another individual.
Even then, John, you didn't watch Brock Lesnar get beat up in UFC
That's
on your
true.
birthday.
Yeah, that's hate. But
Yeah,
Oh, I'm glad I
I'm gonna grade
retired.
it
Got
next
me losing this year.
as the CM Punk fan here. I'm gonna grade it next. I actually
Did you say as the CM
Yeah,
Punk
what the
fan?
fuck?
yeah.
I was
If you
thinking
guys
that,
don't
like,
love him,
what he
like
does.
I love CM Punk.
He just snuck that in.
Yeah, y'all ain't fans for real. Y'all ain't no punker.
Yeah.
Ah!
Kenny sniffs his pink
Motherpunker.
panties before he goes
Shout
to
out
sleep at
Travis.
night.
So you gonna get that one. So
Shout out
I'm gonna
Cam.
give this. I'm gonna give this a 4.5.
Hell yeah.
I did like where it went. It kept me interested the whole time. We got to the end. It's like, okay, that's good.
Honestly, I'm there with it. It's the best part of your show.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, and I'm gonna give you a 5 because it's the best part of your
Hell
show.
yeah.
And it followed a storyline throughout the whole thing. So like, $5. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Sean, Joe.
I
I went first.
liked it,
John gave it a
but
5.
I didn't love it. It was not my favorite part of the night. I'm just gonna give this a clean 3.5.
All right, Joe.
I'm sick of John's shit. This was beautiful. I love that you spread this out like through the show too. Like it made the celebrity deathmatch thing like all so perfect that it was just like little quick segments between each match. So I absolutely loved it.
Hell
5.
yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you. I thought I was gonna go this whole thing without 1 5.
You got a couple. You got a couple in
Nah,
there.
I'll show you how to do that next week.
All right, so we come back from commercial.
What did Travis and Damone get it? I think that's when I cut out.
Damone gave it a
5.
4.5. Travis gave it a 5.
Oh, I did that.
Is it good? You got a second scorekeeper here, so I got you.
All right, so our main event. Tony says, in our main event, a triple threat of terror. Ghostface, the slasher, king of prank calls and poor cardio, taking on the snack champs of Saturday morning cartoons, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. Corey says, no need to wake up early for this one because the murder will be served up right now. Don Pardo, from Woodsboro, California, weighing at 150 voice changers, the masked menace, Ghostface. Ghostface pulls his knife out and slashes. I'll slice ya, dice ya, then watch a scary movie with your head. Tony says, look at him, Corey. The Spirit Halloween employee has been killing teenagers since Blockbuster. Ton Pardo, from Coolsville, weighing at roughly 500 Scooby snacks. Each, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. Shaggy and Scooby drive the Mystery Machine down the ramp and they crash into the barricade, and then they tumble out with weed smoke billowing from the van. Scooby sees Ghostface and tries to run behind Shaggy. Tries to run, but Shaggy reels him into the ring with a giant sandwich. Like, on a hook. Corey says, look at these two. Every time they want... Ooh, wow. Every time they hear a bell, they think it's dinner. Tony says, I haven't seen a man this high since Macho Man in the 80s. Mills Lane, eyes on the prize, gentlemen. Don't let your stomachs be larger than be too large and don't piss your pants. Let's get it on. Ghostface tightens his gloves and then holds his knife at them. Shaggy screams and then Scooby hides behind Judge Mills Lane. We hear a laugh track. Tony says, "This one's gonna be straight out of a cartoon, Corey. If that cartoon ended in multiple dismemberments." Mills Lane, "Knock it off or I'll have to get rid of you myself. Now let's fight." Ghostface charges with his knife, but Shaggy ducks and holds the giant sandwich up, blocking the knife and getting it stuck in the sandwich. Scooby grabs the knife from the sandwich with his teeth and starts to slash at Ghostface. Scooby jumps on Shaggy's shoulders. Another laugh track. Scooby and Shaggy back Ghostface up into the corner. Tony says, "Look at that coordination. It's like a stoner Megazord if it was made out of knives and fur." As they approach, Scooby jumps off Shaggy's back and rolls himself into a ball. He lands onto the mat and then rolls himself like Sonic the Hedgehog and charges Ghostface. Ghostface falls to the ground but sounds like a bowling ball being struck. Ghostface gets up from the corner as Scooby approaches, kicks Scooby straight at Shaggy, knocking him down like a bowling pin. The two lay on the mat and grab their heads while visible birds fly around their heads. Laugh track. Ghostface then jumps out of the ring and goes ringside. He sees a tape player that says laugh track, and then he stabs it until the laughs turn into screams and then poofs into smoke. So no more laugh track.
Oh.
Scooby takes. Love it. Scooby, where's the claps when we need it? Scooby takes the opportunity to suicide dive out of the ring, but Ghostface sidesteps and Scooby lands on the crowd outside. The crowd gets up and throws him back into ringside. Ghostface slashes at Scooby, but Scooby runs under the ring. Ghostface, "I'm gonna rip you from limb to limb." Ghostface gives chase and goes under behind him. Scooby pops up on the right side of the ring and Ghostface on the opposite side. They see each other, then they go back under the ring and end up where each other just were. Ghostface shakes a fist and then runs around the ring. Shaggy, like, "Zoink, Scoob, I'll save ya!" Shaggy joins the chase behind Ghostface. They all run under the ring and then come out in a different order with Shaggy and Scooby in front and then Ghostface behind. Then they go back under the ring, this time Ghostface in front, but only wearing his mask and still wielding a knife, but he's wearing heart boxers, and Shaggy is wearing the robe as the two run behind him. One more time they go under the ring, and this time all come out on the opposite sides of the ring. Shaggy grabs Ghostface, then they go back in the ring. Shaggy then grabs Ghostface for an Irish whip, but misses and grabs his own arm and Irish whips himself. Ghostface slashes Shaggy and cuts his shirt. Then Ghostface clotheslines Shaggy. Ghostface then goes to attack Scooby, but Scooby is now hiding his head under his paws. Hey, Scoob, what's your favorite scary movie? And Ghostface goes to stab, but Scooby jumps up and reveals a Michael Myers mask. Ghostface falls backwards. Scooby takes the mask off and laughs with his hands at his mouth, with his paws at his mouth. Like, Ghostface recovers and does this. There you go. And does a slingshot backstabber to Scooby. Ghostface goes to the top and hits a flying scream salt, which is a moonsault, onto Shaggy. "Watch out, Raggy!" Graves says, "Ghostface is doing lucha things." Shaggy hits Ghostface with a bat and then does a Zoinks driver, which is a jumping DDT, then climbs to the top rope and does a frog splash. "This one's for my pal Scooby-Doo!" Ghostface rolls out of the way, and once Shaggy hits the mat, he does an elbow drop to Shaggy's back. Ghostface goes to stab Shaggy, and the lights go out. Then there's a spotlight, and the Ecto-1 comes flying down the entrance ramp. Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray run in with their proton packs. Bill says, "We heard you had."
I think
We heard you had a
hurt people.
heard a ghost. Heard you had a ghost problem. Then they go to zap Ghostface, but miss Ghostface, and Ghostface jumps and throws knives at their proton packs, blowing up the Ghostbusters. Then their bodies explode and rain down flesh parts all over the crowd and ring. The crowd goes crazy, celebrating the carnage and blood. Ghostface looks back to Scooby and Shaggy. The two run off the ropes, and Shaggy throws Scooby at Ghostface, knocking Ghostface out of the ring, and he crushes on the hood of Ecto-1. Scooby and Shaggy look around and hug each other in celebration. Suddenly, another Ghostface comes from under the ring and stabs Shaggy in the back. We see a bloody Shaggy and Ghostface circle each other. Scooby, there's true Raggy. Scooby gulps as Ghostface 1 enters back into the ring. They all move in a circle with Scooby and Shaggy in the middle. Shaggy and Scooby go on the offensive and kick their respective Ghostface, but the Ghostfaces both matrix in slow time, and Shaggy and Scooby fly over them. Ghostface 2 goes for a stab and misses and accidentally stabs Ghostface 1, but because Shaggy and Scooby duck. Ghostface 1 gets mad and stabs Ghostface 2. Shaggy grabs Ghostface 2 and hits him with a suplex. He then goes over to Ghostface 2 and says, "I wonder who's under this mask," and pulls Ghostface 2 mask off him. Tony claims, "Oh my, it's Matthew Lillard, Stu, the second Ghostface." Shaggy and Matthew Lillard are now moving their arms and limbs around in unison like a mirror, because they look alike. Then Matthew Lillard takes his knife and attacks Shaggy. "Look what you made me do!" And he stabs Shaggy in the gut, but as we pull out, we see Shaggy turn the knife on Lillard. "Oh man, my agent's gonna kill me when they come home." Lillard falls to the mat. Ghostface 1 has Scooby in a sleeper with a knife to his neck. "I want you to feel this one." Shaggy slides in grabs a spicy sandwich to a fading Scooby, and he eats it, and Scooby's able to eat it and bulks up like Popeye. Ghostface flies off Scooby, and then Scooby grabs Ghostface, and Scoob slams him, which is a jumping suplex, through a table that Shaggy set fire to. Ghostface is now running around the ring on fire. The Mystery Machine then slams into Ghostface, and they fly out of the ring, and Ghostface gets crushed against the barricade. I want to read that again. Ghostface is now running around the ring on fire. The Mystery Machine then, you see the Mystery Machine then slam into Ghostface, and then they fly out of the ring, and Ghostface gets crushed into the barricade, like splatted. Shaggy gets out of the Mystery Machine and pukes in a concussion, but gets his hand raised. Tony says, "This wasn't a match. This was a haunted and violent sleepover." Graves says, "I think we all need therapy now." And then there is a closing thing, but I could do that after.
Okay, I can go first.
Go
So
for it.
you had me actually about to break my own rule about the 3 being the most, and then you lost me about when the Ghostbusters came. It started to get too long. Like, it went on to a little too long. You could have cut out the whole Ghostbusters thing.
Could've.
I did like the I did like running back and forth like they would with the doors during the actual
correct.
under the ring. That was great. I love that part. Like I said, it started to go a little long. I'm still gonna break my rule, but I'm gonna give you a 3.25. This was the best match of the night.
That's why I put it in main event.
Okay, I'll go next. I really, really loved the Matthew Lillard mirror thing. I love that. I like that. My mind didn't even. My mind forgot that like he played Scream and Ghostface and Shag, and I'm like, oh, that's lit. But I enjoyed this the entire time. I'll definitely say that. I I agree with the Ghostbusters part, but I get it because he's Ghostface, so they look for ghosts and shit like that. So I got to give it a 5. There's nothing that I can really I can't nitpick anything.
Hell yeah, I'll take
this
it.
is a 5. I really enjoyed this.
Okay, I'll go next. I kind of agree with the Bones that it went on too long, but I also, with what Kenny's saying, it makes sense. And also, with this being Celebrity Deathmatch, I think the Ghostbusters cameo makes sense even more. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it just fits the situation, and it's the main event, so of course it's gonna be longer than the other matches. So I'm going to err on the side of being nice to you tonight, and I'm going to give you a 5 instead of nitpicking you and taking points off for no reason.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Yep. Don't expect this generosity going forward.
Who else? Who's next?
I'll go. I think at this point in the show, I'm a little worn out, so I didn't enjoy it as much as the others.
It went longer than I expected.
I'll say that you were busting out some real wrestling moves at one point. I was like, now this motherfucker wants to do some real wrestling. Like, we getting drivers.
You do a
now?
very
We
good
biting
Shaggy
people's
voice.
ears
He
off?
did do a Michinoku driver earlier. I forget what he named it. It was like the something
It's a good
slam.
I did do it, yeah.
The spooky slam or some shit like
Something
that.
like that.
Overall, I thought this was pretty decent. Not my favorite of the night. I still thought that the first match with like the Dreamscape spot was the best spot. So I'm gonna tie this with that though overall because I think this had less bad about it than that match to ruin it. Like the high wasn't as high, but the lows weren't as low. So I'm gonna kind of keep it in the same spot with 325.
I'll take it.
Next.
All right, I'll go. So, oh boy, Michael. Now this is what I call a BookIt verse.
Now that's what I call BookIt verse.
Now I am happy you picked up some people that I may have dropped for you. So, but also really quick, did you do the soundboard or was that someone else?
That was
who
someone
did
else.
that?
That was Damone.
That was
Damone.
Okay,
We
I was
talked
like,
about
oh,
it.
What was that?
We talked about it
got me
earlier,
So good.
and I said that I could use that, and then he played it at the perfect time, so it worked out.
I was already gonna give you the 5 because of that moment too. Because I was like, "What?" I thought somebody did that with their mouth.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
You're welcome,
It
Mike.
came out and I was like, "What the?"
I'll give you an
fuck?
extra 50 cents somewhere later, Damone.
Yeah, that was very good. I thought
Collusion!
you did that. was
Collusion!
Wait, yeah, that's.
Don't
fucked
worry,
up,
I'm sure
actually.
I'll need it. It'll keep me from getting a 0.
It's a joke. I'll
But yeah.
forget this happened. What are you talking about?
But yeah, I'm gonna like this is the direction I felt like I was steering with my book it until I decided that I'm actually gonna do wrestling instead of this. But I'm glad you did it. So 5.
Thank you.
Guess it's me. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. So listening to you guys talk about what Book It Verse was, this was not what the fuck I thought that you guys were
either.
fucking
This
talking
is
about.
not how it
Up
usually
until
goes.
today, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it's
so when
not-
you guys were like, yeah, you book a wrestling show and you get wrestlers and you call out spots and all this stuff, I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. And then I come and I listen to whatever the fuck this was, and I was like, yeah, this isn't what you guys told me that we're doing. And and I'm like, yeah, I'm woefully unprepared for what you guys said that this was, but I loved what you did tonight,
Thank you.
and I really like this last match. I'm
Hell
going to
yeah.
go ahead and give you a 4 on this last match,
Hell
only
yeah.
because I was partially burnt out on the whole concept of it, but you did really, really good all throughout. I loved the whole. I just kind of pictured as the Spider-Man moment, pointing at each other at the
Yeah.
end with the ghost face when they took the mask off. That's what I kind of pictured, and they were mirroring each other.
Right.
I thought that was amazing. Um, I think your creativity was off the charts with
Thank
this.
you.
The whole, even though with the spots that I didn't like and the characters that I didn't like, I still thought that you were creative, and you carried that the entire time. Even the things that I didn't like, I still had to give you kudos for your creativity. So awesome job, dude.
I
Awesome.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
Joe, what did you give it again?
Me?
Yeah.
Joe gave it a
The
3.25.
fuck? The fuck?
No, no, one phone.
What?
He gave it a 5.
Hey, Kenny, you shut the fuck up. It's a 5.
He's trying
He
to
said,
take my
"Excuse
points
me?"
away. You hear
I was
that,
reading,
right?
I had Jay on there twice when I did it. So yeah, he gave it a 5.
So I
Yeah,
got an
I would have
outro.
3.25.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read my outro here real quick. So Tony says, "That does it this week for Celebrity Deathmatch. What a violent and bloody night we had tonight. Isn't that right, Corey?" Graves says, "That's right, Tony. Join us next week as Miley Cyrus goes one-on-one with Billy Ray Cyrus for control of the family name. Kim Kardashian takes on Paris Hilton. Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. They settle it once and for all. And more on Celebrity Deathmatch." We get the credits. And then we get a post-credit scene. Corey and Tony go to leave, but Tony stays behind to grab something. From the darkness behind him, we see Freddy Krueger raise his claws up. And then we snap back to reality. We see Tony getting woken up by Corey as they sign off, and we go to black, and we hear Freddy Krueger's laugh.
Love it.
Wait, hold on.
Are we grading this?
So, question.
it's up
I'm
to you.
confused.
Yeah.
So, was this all a dream?
You'll
then?
never know.
So wait. So
I like this goosebump
wait,
shit.
when he wakes up, does he wake up in claymation or does he wake up as a real person?
Real person.
They wake up. He wakes up as a real person. No, he wakes up as a claymation.
I was okay.
Wait.
That I ain't gonna lie. I take
Okay.
that.
That actually makes sense.
I was hoping he wake up as a real person. I was like, hey, that's lit. But
Damn.
Yeah, wake up as a
I
real
did.
person, and they were getting off of an RCW show.
yeah, I mean that's what I was hoping.
That would have been,
That would have done it for me,
actually
too.
given you more.
Yeah,
So
like, I had-
Yeah, well.
I'm gonna
you
give
took this
you.
down by a lot now.
Yeah.
Wild that it's by a lot.
It was because
I'm
It, it does change it.
He's like,
totally
now I
different.
hate your
It
show.
dramatically changes.
give it a
No, I'm
3.
not that bad. But I mean, I was gonna give you a 5. I think I'm gonna give you a 4.
I'll take the 4.
It changed the whole concept for me.
Yeah.
That's what it was a dramatic change.
Yeah, it would have been super cool that he dreamt that whole thing and the whole friendship with him being best friends with Corey. And even though Corey doesn't realize that he thinks they're best friends, it changes the whole dynamic that they wake up in claymation.
Yeah, that's. I'm at a 3.5. I really wish they woke up as actual humans. But yeah, 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm at a 3.
I'll take all that. It's fine with me. Sucks that I could have been 5s, but whatever.
You had it. You had us.
Yeah, I'm also running for you. Because like I said and Travis said, it does change the whole concept because like it all being a dream and it being going to real life would have been very cool and very Freddy Krueger-esque. But the fact that it was just in the claymation kind of just makes it do nothing.
I mean, we're still in the universe.
Yeah, but it's just like within the Celebrity Deathmatch verse, I don't see a point to this. But in the RCW verse, this being a dream because of Freddy Krueger towards Tony Schiavone makes a lot more sense. So this actually made me a little bit bad. I'm not gonna be too mean, but I'm gonna give this a 2.95 with a penalty nickel.
I feel like the first $2 or $3, yeah, $2 you took off was the penalty. So where's this nickel coming from?
The nickel's just for pissing me off.
I almost choked.
It's an anger tax.
Oh shit.
Joe, what did you say?
Oh, this is bad. I'm sorry.
What would you have given it if it was a real person?
If it was a real person, 5.
Yeah,
I
you
would
would
have given
have
him 5.
It was
I would've given him
so
5.
good.
You fucked it
But
up.
here's my thing. If you, it's the way that you did it though that really gave you the score. It's because you said they wake up as real people, and I was like, holy fuck! And then you said no. claymation, and that like just immediately like
Here's the thing.
boner
It was
gone.
deflating.
Here's
It was
the
very
thing.
deflating.
We already know what the outcome was. Okay, Mike, but I have a theory. The what you wrote
A game theory.
was
Sorry.
the real people. But you thought that everybody would rather it be claymation, and you freestyled at the end and fucked up.
No, I originally did it as claymation. When you asked me if it was going to be real people, then I thought about it.
I would have let
should've-
Travis
you
tell
should've
you
done
out
it.
And
there.
I should have, and I was going to jump on it, but I was like, no, this is what I originally wrote, and I like that it's still in
Travis
claymation
offered
because
you
it's
a
still in
bailout.
universe.
You said what?
I said that you offered him a bail out there. I would have taken
Yeah,
it.
right.
That's fine. I'm not looking
I've
for a
done that
bailout.
before.
I got higher scores than I thought. So you know what?
You did a way
You
better
definitely
than I
did.
expected.
He definitely did.
Way better than anybody
I'm looking
thought.
at
I
the
was
scores and
expecting 0.5s up to 1.5 through the whole thing. So, you know.
You've definitely had worse shows.
Stay tuned next week.
All right, so I'll give you a little preview for RCW,
Oh,
the
Joe, what's the
RCW
one?
Oh,
network.
Joe, what was
I was
Joe's?
gonna say, I haven't
last...
gave my grade yet.
Oh.
So I went from a 5, but because of how much you blue balled me there with the sack tap, I'm gonna go with a 1.5.
Wow, that is a huge difference, Joe.
It's a
penalty.
huge difference in the outcome.
I agree.
not
It is a huge
really.
difference. I agree,
Yeah.
Joe.
No, that is outrageously different. That is
Yes.
not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because you went from a Goosebumps episode back to the celebrity deathmatch bullshit, and I was already
just
sick of
like
that.
a random.
You had a
ass-
perfect chance to
Yeah.
just change everything. Hit us with a swerve.
My answer is a 2.
That's fine. It's fine.
we were hurt. We were all
Yeah,
hurt.
right.
We
Sean,
were
you said
loving
you
it.
gave it a. Sean, you gave it a 2.
A 2, yeah.
Okay.
He's
All right,
sad.
so
Yeah, I'm pretty sad.
so after the show ends, this is not something we're gonna rate. This is just a preview.
Right. This is what I asked for.
You see Tony Schiavone standing there, you know, like in like a darkened screen. He goes, "Coming up this season on the RCW network for $9.99, we're gonna have a special episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Drop pop right here.
The new reality show Wrestle Island. The newest cinematic wrestling show to hit the market, The Warehouse, and Sunday Night Live. And that's it. Stay tuned to the RCW network.
They couldn't afford
0.5
Saturday
because
Night
you
Live.
should have a more original price for your network.
Should have been $9.98.
Yeah.
We're
It's
gonna have the
77.
penalty.
No, I have to
Yeah.
charge more now because profits are now dipped.
It's like 60.
Do you want to know what your like averages were?
Yeah, sure.
Because I have them. Okay, so Joe rated
Jamal's
you
so proud of
overall. I am. I love a good Excel.
Dork.
I know.
What a loser.
Joe rated you overall a 3.74.
Okay.
Travis gave you a 3.43.
Okay.
Kenny gave you a 3.07.
Okay.
Woo.
Sean gave you a 3.54.
Okay.
John gave you a 3.03.
Hell yeah.
And I was definitely the hater at 2.71.
It's all right.
So your average for the show was a 3.25.
That's not the lowest show, and I expected this to be the lowest show ever in Book It Verse, so I'll take
No,
it.
that's actually pretty average. Pretty good.
Yeah, I would say it's aggressively average.
Yeah.
In Book It Verse 3, that's a great show. In Book It Verse 2, it's like a whatever show.
It,
I
it
mean,
might have
We were
won.
mean as fuck that one.
This is
Like-
aggressively mid, and I'm okay with it because I did way better than I thought I was going to. I told the jokes I wanted to tell. I told some stories I wanted to tell. And while there were no builds, I felt like I still told the stories with the narration and in the ring. So
You did.
No,
Yeah.
it was a good
And
time.
like I always say, you follow the path.
I also
Fuck 'em.
didn't think it was going to
They
take
don't know
2
what
hours.
we don't know what we want.
It
Fuck
was
'em.
10
Write
times
what you
better
want.
than I was expecting going
Yeah,
into it.
no, that was a lot of fun. So we got a little bit longer plugs this time because we got 7 GMs. So HiFi Mike, can we find you anywhere?
Hell no.
Fuck this guy.
Unless you pay me $3.
You good kid.
MJOF, tell us where to find you.
You good kid.
You can follow us over Not a Real Court. Me and Kenny are over on that show. And you can also catch me beat my meat after this.
Wow.
Like, where are you streaming that? I would like to tune in.
Oh no,
Wow.
I'm streaming that.
Only
Wow.
flan.
That is also $9.99.
D Money,
Holy
where can they
chokes.
find you?
On anything not owned by Elon Musk at DaMoneyT13, DAMONEYT13. As always, fuck Elon Musk.
Prime time, where can they find you?
I am Travy T on all social media. That's at IAMTRAVVYT on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
All right, Sean, where can we find you?
TikTok.
It's close as shit.
What?
He said you close to shit.
Yeah, I am pretty close. I'm really tired. My muscle relaxers have kicked in by now.
His perks going off.
The hard, real hard. What you asked me?
Your plugs.
You
Where
plug.
can we
Oh
find
yeah.
you?
On TikTok, Sean Dawn, Instagram, Sean Dawn, trying to reach 100,000 followers. I'm over halfway there. So follow me, please.
And Bad Guy, tell us about your 37 shows.
So you can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. Catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube's, and you can catch Unbiased, the football podcast. You TK up the little you like this, and you can also catch Hood Movie Review all your favorite and not so favorite hood movies, and you can catch Not a Real Court, where we argue things like best fruit and best vegetables, because we did that.
Undefeated and not a real court, by the way.
And you can also catch Geek in the motherfucking Sheets.
Geek in the motherfucking shit.
Where we talk all things Marvel, anime, DC, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, all that shit.
All right.
Video games sometimes too.
Sean just peaked up like he and when we never talked about any of that shit.
Never. We talk about
Lord of the
porn half the
Rings.
time, like 75% of the
Why
time.
Joe's about to go crank after this.
Emphasis on in the sheets.
Yeah, emphasis on the sheets.
I think that was called Geek, then this is in the sheets in all caps. I remember.
Lastly, I already warned everybody on cast that I'd be doing this, but I am foregoing my plugs this week to kind of address the serious situation in the room in the wrestling community, that being SummerSlam's ending last night. So the members that and the guests on this show are free to push back in public or private. They already have and or will. But if I'm performative or hypocritical in any way, let me know. But I am personally disgusted with WWE's decision to employ and glorify Brock Lesnar on TV this weekend. I know he is not the only offender on television, and I know WWE is not the only company doing this. I know that this also comes with a severe bias, as I have despised the work of Brock Lesnar for over a decade, and I have won 3 Hater of the Year awards, hating specifically mostly on Brock Lesnar. So my gimmick has come from hating him. However, I hope that we, the fans, can hold these companies accountable if they won't police their own people. And cases like Hulk Hogan and Tessa Blanchard show that it is possible to make a dent in that with fan action. Some things you can do, and I say can, not any performative expectations, but you can boycott WWE. That is what I'm choosing to do. You can scale back your consumption, maybe get a shirt less. I'm looking at you, Joe. You got like 20 of them bitches.
I ain't even wearing one.
I'm just fucking with you. But you can also make your opinions known through social media and official contacts, especially if you're a TKO shareholder. And if you love the WWE ecosystem and product too much to let go, like many of us are, and as I've been with TNA and AEW in the cases of Tessa Blanchard, Chris Jericho, Don Callis, then you can chant, boo, bring signs, and not react to their spots in the ring. It is a different world, and we probably will not see another speaking out movement for a long-ass time, but small acts of pushback can make a difference. With that
It
said,
did just remind me that I own at least one share of TKO.
yeah, as a shareholder, you should call them motherfuckers like, take him off TV now. I own one share.
I'll pull my one share.
Also, I just
That's
want to say
$45.
when John says at the beginning that we can and will and have pushback, none of us are pushing or saying that Brock Lesnar should be on TV.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
all
yeah.
in agreement
None
that
of
we
us
do not
said
want
that.
him on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
no
clarify
way.
that, that's an
Like,
important.
that's
They're
not
just
a-
kinda like,
Can I throw
I didn't
something
even
out
know
too?
he was back until John said something.
good on you, Mike. Not watching
The
wrestling.
wrestling happened over the
That
weekend.
checks out.
I didn't even know
Mike's
SummerSlam
boy-
was on.
Mike's boycotting WWE. But
Yeah,
not
hell
on
yeah, I'm
Sunday.
leading that front. Boycott wrestling.
Yeah. What are we
Except
doing
this
here?
show.
Yeah, so I have something brief that I would like to say about this.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
I I have really been struggling with my wrestling fandom recently, just in general. I'm not sure I'm that big of a wrestling fan at all anymore. In general, just because wrestling fans at large are just kind of dickheads, really, just kind of assholes in general. Um, I am just for people who don't know me. Hi, I'm Rashawn. I'm a psychologist. I'm a clinical psychologist. I talk to and help people as a job. I listen to people's problems and try to give them the best solutions that I possibly can. I am empathetic and try to lead people to trying to have a better life. And I wake up every day trying to help people come to the best solutions that they possibly can. And dealing with fucking wrestling fans, probably some of the most unempathetic, uncaring, unobjective, unthinking, unfeeling bastards in the fucking world. People who wake up every day trying to rage bait, be as upsetting, be as be as just horrible and mean spirited and awful as they possibly can, just for the sake of being horrible, awful, and mean spirited. I don't know if that is a community that I want to be a part of, just because I like watching people do flips and slams. Um, and it's hard to just watch it because I like watching it without engaging with people who also like watching what I watch and them being awful. Um, so even just watching Brock Lesnar come back, I have spoken with rape victims. I have spoken with rapists who I've been told that I have to engage with and prepare them for court and speak to them and make them feel okay about their court proceedings. And it tore me up inside every second that I had to sit in there and make them feel okay about what they were going through. But I was court mandated to do it. And even though people were just like, "Oh well, it's just wrestling," it's just entertainment. I just want to see him go in there and do F5s and German suplexes, and I just want to see him go in there and throw some elbows on John
Those are his
Cena.
only moves, by the way.
Huh?
Those are his only moves, by the way.
Those are his only moves, by the way. To me, I think about what if Janelle was watching that show and she didn't know that Brock was going to come out, and she heard his music hit and saw him come out and walk across that stage, and she reacted, and she felt the terror of seeing that man come out, and she heard thousands of people cheer and saw the fireworks go off behind him and saw that her villain was being celebrated by thousands of people, and how that must have felt for her. And to go online and see people be like, "Oh well, it's just entertainment," um really put into frame for me how ugly that community is, and if it's really something that I want to be a part of. I love wrestling, but I love wrestling because it's something that made me feel something. It made me happy. It made me excited. It made me feel emotions and feelings. But the people that are also involved with it have made me feel disgusted and angry. And yeah, I'm not sure how I feel. And that company in general, yeah, they've given me a lot of feelings when I was a child. Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. But when I've learned about them as people, it has not given me feelings um, that have resonated with that inner child that I think are okay with keeping, or making me okay with still supporting these people just because they made me cheer when I was a kid. Um, so you guys do and support whoever and whatever you want to. But I just want you guys to remember that there are still people out there who really, really had to deal with and live with the actions of these people. And it's not always just entertainment. Sometimes it really is real life.
Thank you
No,
very
I
much
agree.
for
I
that,
agree.
I agree.
I
Sean.
think it's one
That
of those
is
things
all
where like,
W.
yeah, where we don't have to like, we don't all have to like the same wrestler. Like Sean hates CM Punk. I like CM Punk. That's different. That's
I hate
just
him, but I don't want
right.
him to
That's
like
an
die or anything.
right.
It's
That's
really
just
just
an
a joke. But
artistic.
you know,
Yeah, it's an artistic thing. Like me saying Kenny, I think Kenny Omega's mid. It's
yeah,
it's just an opinion. But the
Mm.
yeah, it's
stuff
a
with
bit.
Brock,
You said
the
to put
stuff
it in
with
there.
but the stuff with Brock,
Don't.
but the stuff with Brock is serious. And fuck him. Brock used to be one of my favorite. Like 10 years ago, Brock would have been in my favorite. Was one of my favorites. But he's a terrible person. Fuck him. Triple H making it real hard to be a fan of him right now too. So
But I don't. There's no fun way to end an episode, but like that. But I am.
I mean, we just had a fun episode, so it's
We
all
did
right
have
to
a
end
fun
on
episode.
this.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you to everybody who listened, and thank you to all the Book It fans who are probably not the wrestling dickheads that Sean was referring to. And we hope that we can be a podcast of wrestling dickheads who are only dickheads to each other and not the overall community. We love you. We love each other in secret. And with
I don't
that
know. I
being
don't like
said,
the way you worded that.
I mean, I'm pretty public about it.
Oh my
I'm
We
goodness.
turn the
trying to
lights
go
off and
out
touch
here.
each other's
Uh,
butt.
but with that
We
being
love.
said, that's been an episode of Book It. See ya.
Bye.